Hello, I'm Tanea Thomas with a look at the events and issues of the Des Moines Public Schools. As the Iowa State Legislature begins their session, one of the big issues before them is a proposal for a statewide 1-cent sales tax that would benefit all the school districts across the state. Recently, school board members and administrators from Polk County School Districts joined several state legislators at Clay Elementary School in Altoona to learn about and discuss such a plan. The meeting included presentations by the Iowa Association of School Boards on statewide sales tax legislation and on the revenue impact such a tax would have for Polk County Public Schools.
And so the school boards and their superintendents and some community people and some legislators have heard a briefing on what's in a proposal that would replace the school local option tax that exists in all 99 counties with a statewide penny that would be collected at the state level and then distributed to every school district based on what that average dollar should be. The reason it's so important to the school districts in Polk County is the legislature made a law change back in 2003 that puts a cap on the amount of money that would be available to support each student in terms of school buildings, technology, and buses, the kinds of things that this money can pay for. And that cap is $575. It's about half of what the Polk County schools are currently getting, and it's well short of what we calculate the statewide average to be.
Des Moines School Board President Dick Murphy was one of many district representatives who attended the meeting to learn how the plan will affect the students, teachers, and residents of Des Moines.
This allows school districts first to do some long-range planning regarding facilities. But what it allows for Des Moines in particular is that we still have approximately 1/3 of our buildings that have not been brought up to standards, and we need to do that because we have kids and teachers in those buildings that do not have the same facilities that are around the rest of the district and around the rest of the state. So this needs to be done. So by having the state do this on a 1-cent sales tax basis, we will receive more money for that process than we would if we put it up as a local option sales tax and asked people to vote on it. We were limited to the amount of money we can receive there because we would have to support the other districts with that. This way we would receive more money and the taxpayers would benefit because some of that money would then go into property tax relief as well.
Critics of the plan say that it takes the voters out of the equation and gives their decision-making powers to the state, and is a way for districts to avoid local referendums. But supporters say that isn't the case.
Yes, we think the public should support this proposal for a lot of reasons. It doesn't take the voter out of the calculation, and I think that's a real myth about the proposal. Instead of voting to approve a sales tax on a countywide basis, there is still a local conversation between the school district when they pass a revenue purpose statement, and that's really just a highfalutin word for an infrastructure plan. They're going to have a building plan, and the school board has to publicly notice that and put it in the newspaper, and they have public meetings to get input. And then they put that plan forward. And if the voters think the district is going in the wrong direction, they can challenge that at the polls. And if it doesn't pass, the law requires that the school district use their sales tax money to buy down property taxes. So the local district taxpayer still has a choice and a voice in where that revenue is going to go. We think they have a stronger accountability voice than they do under the current law.
We aren't supporting this to avoid a local option sales tax referendum. We're doing this because we believe that this is better for our students, our schools, and for our taxpayers as well. If you examine the legislation, I think everybody will agree that this is a much better process than passing the local option sales tax.
If you'd like more information about the 1-cent sales tax legislation, visit the Des Moines Public Schools website at www.dmps.k12.ia.us. In other news, students from Callanan recently finished up a big project on Europe. What started as a social studies project for these Callanan 6th graders soon turned into an interdisciplinary study all about Europe. Students chose different countries in Europe and spent weeks working on posters and presentations.
The project is an interdisciplinary unit involving all aspects of the curriculum: science, math, social studies, and reading and language arts. It kind of started as a social studies topic with Europe and evolved through other teachers bringing in ideas and suggesting things that would go with the subject of Europe.
After working on their projects for many weeks, the students held an open house to show off their hard work. Parents saw many different European countries represented, because each student was able to pick a country based on his or her personal interests.
The countries were assigned only through their topics, so the students found a topic they were interested in, for example, Jack the Ripper, or castles, or knights, or the London Eye, or the Eiffel Tower, and various, could be a person, place, landmark, anything, Stonehenge. And so once they chose that topic for the report, they had to choose the country that was related to that topic.
In addition to all of the information the students learned about their individual countries, they also learned how to manage their time to make sure it all was finished on schedule. For Channel 12, I'm Tanea Thomas.